backed up. Tried to do some backed up situations and get the ball out of there. We try to explain to the kids that if the defense holds them and they got to punt from their own end zone, it's been an average of about 4 points per time you stop them. And the same thing with the offense. If you don't get a first down, you kind of average giving up 4 points because the other team gets the ball usually inside the 50, and it results in points a lot of times. So we kind of did that, and the offense won both those. They got first downs both times, so that was a good achievement for the ones and the twos to get that done. We worked hard on some special teams. I was really pleased with the kids' work ethic today. I was a little worried going out there. It's getting to that point. That point hits practice 9, 10, 11, where it gets kind of ho-hum. But we had some good spirits out there. It was great weather, some good pads popping. I thought the offense tried to play a little more physical and run the ball a little better. And they challenged us up front and came off the ball and hit us. We're also getting a little thinner. I don't know if you noticed, Daquan Hawkins has an injury. He may be out the rest of the spring. It's not as bad as Michael Barnett's, but very similar. So we don't know if we'll get him back or not for the spring game. But now with Barnett and Daquan Hawkins out, you can see the coverage getting bigger on the D-line. So it's getting tougher and tougher for us out there. We got to do a good job recruiting that position. We got to get more size guys to help us. But I did think the kids challenged each other and they really competed out there on the field today. So I was pleased with the practice effort.
Yeah, talking about the defensive line, it seems like injuries always hit areas like that. You were worried about the depth there to start with. What can you do to fix that?
I can't do anything to fix it right now, but get those guys well. I mean, that's really all we do. We got what we got. I think we're down to, I think it's 7. Is what we got working out there, and we moved a young man, Alex Essex, over to defensive line from offensive line, and he's done a really good job. I mean, he's fighting his tail off in there for a position that he didn't work at. He didn't naturally play. He's been an offensive lineman, but we're trying to improve it in the fall. We got 4 guys coming in the fall, and we hope they provide some depth. Those guys are going to have to really get after it and be able to play. I say 4. Julian's here now, so. So that's really 3 guys coming in that are going to be able to give us some depth and compete and play. But that is now the thinnest position along with running back. So those 2 guys will be back. It's MCLs. They would be able to probably play in 2 or 3 weeks. So they'll be back. They'll be healthy. We just got to do a good job in fall camp to keep them healthy.
Kirby, you said competing, and you said I think it was following the 3rd practice that if you were to pick like one attribute that really stuck out, it was that competitiveness. Now that we're 10 practices in, is that still what you think of, or is there anything else?
No. Number 1 trait for us is toughness and competitiveness. We rank kids on scales for competitiveness. If you're a true competitor and you can't stand losing, then you get the true grit competitor award. We talked about NFL teams. They quit evaluating kids necessarily on size, weight, ability, and they evaluate them on competitiveness. And it's one of the main features that allows you to be successful. Because at the end of the day, the qualities of height, weight, 40 are pretty similar. So it's what makes you different is your competitiveness and your toughness. And we're preaching that to our kids. And you know what? We got some guys, man, they love to compete. They go out there. And we got some other guys that don't like to compete. And you got to challenge them to make them compete. I want them to do it themselves. I want them to self-motivate, self-start. And I want the other guys to push them so I don't have to. When I come in here hoarse, that means that I had to push them the whole time. And I want to keep doing it until they do it themselves. And we've got to establish that. We've got to kind of grow it from within and teach it.
Noticed offensive line today, Isaiah Wynn kind of getting his first look at tackle this spring from what we saw.
Yeah, I was hoping you didn't see that. We had to swing some guys and look at some different things. All we're trying to do is get as much reps as we can to give us some depth. And if we had to play, he would probably be a backup tackle. We didn't want him to go through the entire spring having not played tackle. So with scrimmage 1 being over with, and then we're getting ready for G-Day, we wanted to get him a couple snaps. So he's probably going to work there today, and he'll work there probably some tomorrow. And that allows us to get Lamont some reps at guard and also at center. He's been playing backup center, but he may be end up being a guard there too, so he gets some snaps there.
So, O-line, has it been pretty stable since that first 5 and even the second 5 that you put out there day 1 of spring practice?
Define stable for me, so.
As in not, you haven't blown it up very much. You're not, Isaiah's working left tackle is kind of, or tackle is kind of a, you know, backup kind of.
Yeah, he's a backup guy. He's been the left guard every play until today, so he went at tackle. So today was the first really change that we've done. We messed Dashawn around. He's played a little tackle. Stable is quality reps and quality 2D. We're not there because we gave up some sacks in the scrimmage and we didn't pass protect real well. So, but if Stable is not changing, which I think it is, there has not been a lot of change there, but we've got to get better. We've got to help those guys in those positions. We got to chip for them. We got to do a good job because we're struggling at those spots right now.
Kirby, have you thought about, regarding satellite camps, whether, where you guys might go and how many you might have at the SEC schools go?
Good question. I have thought about it. We have talked about it as a staff, but as an SEC conference, you know, we kind of agreed that we're not, you know, we can't go anywhere right now.
Right.
But I'm assuming you're talking about they dropped the rule,
Yeah.
and the rule changes. We've got to be prepared. So that's there, and it's like waiting in the brink, and it's like who's going to be first and who's going to go where, and everybody's lobbying, but we're got to be careful because we're not going out right now and saying where we're going. So we got to wait and see if it happens. If it happens, we'll be ready for it. We got some decisions to make because it's tough decisions. I mean, ultimately, every SEC school wants these kids on their campus. I don't want to have to go to them, but if it gives somebody a competitive advantage to go to them, then we may want to do the same thing. So we've looked into it as a staff. We've got a plan ready to kick in if it happens. So we'll be prepared for it.
What do you think about Harbaugh and Meyer coming to your backyard?
I think it's very smart on their part. I think they've got a right to do it, and like I said, we've got a plan ready. You'll see soon enough.
So looking forward, your next scrimmage is Saturday, is that correct? Do you see, will Saturday scrimmage be competitive from the standpoint of these guys still earning jobs, or obviously you got a show to put on a week later at the G-Day game? Is it preparation for, you know?
No, Saturday scrimmage will have nothing to do with G-Day. I mean, to be honest with you, G-Day, it may be a show, but it's a practice to me. I mean, we got to go out there and get better. And the good thing is we hope to have a great environment where the kids get butterflies in their stomach, get to play in front of a crowd. And it's amazing how some guys perform better, some guys don't perform as well. They get anxiety, and you'll find that out. But this Saturday scrimmage for me is all about finding our best 22 and our best 33 and then our best 44 to find them and put them in the right spots. So it'll only be about that, find the best players. We'll do some different situations, but it'll be scrimmage and tackle and try to get better.
You've got three rather large and tall quarterbacks, and today it looked like they were dealing with footwork drills and so forth. How are you going to get them to make choppier steps and so forth rather than just long striding and so forth?
Well, you know, Jim's done a great job of working with those guys. We did make a concerted effort because of some long imbalanced steps in the scrimmage Saturday to try to shorten some guys' steps and make sure they're staying upright and getting the ball out of the pocket. But you know, the big thing for those guys is giving them the pocket and letting them have some room to throw. They're not, none of the three of them have great mobility. So we got to do a good job of controlling the pocket, not getting pushed back in the pocket, and not getting shortened on the edge of the pocket. So you know, those guys did a good job stepping up when they get a chance. We try to do some different drills today to make them move their feet in the pocket and improve.
Kirby, was there anything after going back and looking at the tape of the scrimmage that maybe you weren't aware of at the time last time you spoke with us, or maybe something that didn't look as good or as good or whatnot?
No, it was about what I thought. We didn't run the ball real well, and we don't have a lot of backs, and we didn't tackle extremely well defensively, which is concerning because we didn't get many opportunities to tackle, you know, really good skill guys. So the times we did, we had missed tackles. So we're trying to simulate those situations out in practice today. Get guys in space, make guys open their hips and tackle people and be good tacklers. But it is what it is. It's what I thought coming in after the scrimmage. You know, we had the same kind of stuff. We gave up too many big plays on defense, gave up too many sacks on offense, and we got to protect the quarterback better, and we got to run the ball better on offense. And we can't give up those big plays on defense. Now, what I thought we did well, I did think the defense ran to the ball well. You know, and the offense hit some explosive plays, which in the vertical passing game is good. But that's kind of what I thought coming out of it.
Are you more pleased with where special teams stands right now than you maybe were at the beginning of the spring?
No doubt, I'm more pleased than we were at the beginning of the spring. Beginning of the spring, I was scared to death Now I'm just scared. So I'm not scared to death, I'm just very worried. But we've got to improve in that area. But I mean, there has been progress made, don't get me wrong. We've got a good setup. I think Shane's doing a good job with drills and different things to simulate things for them. And we're challenging those guys out there. And the best thing we've done is make competitive situations where it's not a team against a scout team where a kid feels like he has no role. We've got good players going against good players, and I think that makes you better. And we're trying to do that on special teams.
You know, a while ago you had said that philosophically you wanted one special teams coordinator. Just wondering if you would clarify that, and also why you thought Shane was that guy that could do it.
Yeah, I want one guy because I think that it's easier for one guy to do all of them than crisscrossing. So I think when you start crisscrossing, it's hard because the time demands. When one guy's centered and focused on that, it's a lot easier for him to center and focus on all four. He can put the whole plan together, so you're not having to interact with 2 to 3 people to do that. And that's just kind of what I've done with Coach Saban. I've always felt the best about it, and I knew I was going to be involved in it, so I was going to be a piece of the puzzle too. And I think Shane's experience, you know, his dad's always been known for it. He's very competitive and challenging in the meetings, and we got a lot of assistants for him, quality control guys to do a good job. So we're getting good reps, quality reps out of those positions. And I'll be honest, these kids are working hard during that period. They don't take the period off. They go out there and compete. And we're saying, hey, all the good players got to play on special teams. If we're going to be great, we show them a picture of at one time it was Alabama's punt team, and it had 4 first-rounders on that punt team. So if you want to be a first-rounder, go learn how to play on the punt team. Go out there and cover kicks. And kickoff team, go out there and cover kicks because you're going to be asked to do it at the next level. You might as well learn how to do it now.
Kirby, you participate in a lot of drills, at least while we see you out there throwing to I think you've even jumped in on offensive drills.
Yeah, Coley can't throw right now, so he's got me. His arm's a little sore, so he's got me over there throwing. But I keep getting texts from Bobo and other people talking about how bad I throw. So I told him I'm only doing it temporarily until we get Coley's arm fixed. Sure.
Thank you.
Thanks.